Well, well, well. It is Wednesday night. And boy, oh boy, do we got some stuff to talk about. My goodness gracious. Hello and welcome to the basement. Welcome to this Wednesday night stream. We got a fun one. All kinds of fun stuff. Talk about plot leaks. A couple details in there that are really, really juicy, and one that could definitely cause some issues. Um, we talk about movies, and invariably, when we talk about movies, we occasionally must talk about what's going on behind the movies, aka the business itself. And Warner Brothers got some issues, bro. We're gonna talk about that a little bit, and little bits of stuff about Doomsday, and of course, once again, the plot leaks. So fill your cup, light your smoke. It's time to get dirty. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Wednesday night stream. Coming to you live from right here in the basement. How we all doing? What's going on, chat? What's going on, lurkers? What's going on, replay folks? Thank you for clicking and joining me here in the basement for this here stream or replay. I thank you very much. If you would be so kind, pretty please hit that there like button, situated approximately right here. And then if you have not yet done so, there's this little subscribe button. You just tap that little puppy right there and the notification bell so you know when I do my thing. Chat, Darboyd, Spicy Dan, and Brooke. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Doing pretty well. I'm excited. We got fun stuff to talk about. I have no idea how the hell that little slow ass song got in between. I don't know what the fuck that was. My apologies, because that was a fat beat I started with. What up, Icarus? And then I don't know what the hell happened with that next song. It was a little weird, and I'm sorry for that. I really am. Like just like a total like bye. But the hell happened? You know, like that. So. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Cool. 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 Excellent. Excellent. What y'all got going on tonight? Anything fun? I hope to see Griffin here. I need to ask him a question about something. Because right now, I can only speculate. and he's the only one who can clear it up. And if I'm wrong, I just don't want to look like a doofus. So, okay. So, first important question. I was fucking with my audio for a hot minute earlier this evening. So, as far as I was able to figure out by recording myself and then playing it back, I have eliminated the robot kind of pseudo shitty like Timu version of auto tune echoey sounding bullshit. And I haven't touched anything since like I finally found something that the way I wanted it to sound, or at least as close to that as possible. So how'd I do, chat? Is the tinny gone? Is the echo gone? Is the robot gone? Yay! Lacey Dan says it sounds better. Cool. I wonder if I never even considered this, but like a high quality mic could possibly be too powerful for this mixer of mine. Or something weird. I don't fucking know. But just to be safe, I still changed the mic cord too. Yeah, mostly I just had to like fuck around and fuck around and fuck around with settings on this mixer. And a little bit on StreamYard. But mostly on the mixer. Audio's okay, not too bad. Cool. As long as there's like a marked improvement from what it was before, I'm happy. Oh, we shall get to them, Brooke. We shall get to them. There's some fun stuff in there, I'll tell you. And there's also one potentially highly controversial item in there. Actually, I'm not going to say potentially. Like, if it ends up being true, good God. It's going to get ugly super fucking fast. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Brooke. Fantastic plot leaks and where to find them. Well, I found one on Twitter, and one of the people I talked to on Twitter posted another one. And I compared the two, and they're fairly similar. Which, depending on your turn of mind, either makes them like one a ripoff of the other, or like confirmation of each other. It just all depends on how you want to fucking look at it. But yeah, there's definitely some interesting stuff in there, and we shall talk about it. We shall break it down. We shall speculate on it, the how and the where and the why, or something along those lines. Anyway. Okay. Okay. Well, let us begin then, chat. Unless there's something on your mind you want to talk about real quick. If not, we're gonna hop right on into that there news. Brooke says apparently Thunderbolts is the second lowest grossing MCU film of all time. Unfortunate given its high quality as a film. Yep. All rests on F4. Well, not all, but if F4 doesn't pop off at least a little bit. I mean, it's an Avengers movie, and it's the first Avengers movie in 6 years. So people are going to show up for Doomsday. But if, like, this entire year of MCU cinema sucks balls, especially when a lot of what the Disney Plus offering we're getting this year sucks balls, or at least has a high potential to suck balls, while I'm quite sure Doomsday will make money, and probably just on Avengers name alone, probably could crack a billy. but I feel like if F4 don't pop, regardless of how much it does make, it very well could have made a shit ton more if the one good movie we've had since the Marvels. Outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, in terms of success, could maybe be F4. But if F4 does not perform, 2025 will be almost a complete bust for Marvel. Like, real talk, ew. Well, I can explain that real quick, Icarus. You ask what the fuck? Here's the fuck. Thunderbolts got fucked by Brave New World. Brave New World broke yet another chunk of the Marvel fandom, and they're like, fuck this shit. And they decided to punish Thunderbolts in a similar way that the Marvels got punished, which is bearing the brunt of yet another string of disappointments outside of Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, and Guardians 3. I mean, think about it. This is yeah, this year is pretty fucking cursed. But yeah, let's think about this. Just setting aside the goobly glob. Oh no, it's not just Marvel. But setting aside the goobly glob that is Disney Plus, let's just focus on the theater offerings from the MCU from 2023 to present. Okay? February 2023. Ant-Man Quantumania. The Bitching of Kang. I believe. I don't remember what month it came out. And then Guardians of the Galaxy. Volume 3. Good movie. Did decent in the theaters. Like 700 million, somewhere in there. I don't really feel like looking it up. Actually, fuck it. How did it do? How much money did it make? I don't care about the plot. I watched it. I don't care about the cast. Just show me the money. Boom. Oh shit! Okay. My bad. Guardians Volume 3. That thing did 845.6 million globally. So boom shaka. And mind you, that was the summer offering that year. When did it come out? Oh yeah. May 5th, 2023 is when Guardians 3 came out. So 2023, February 2023, Ant-Man Quantumania, The Bitching of Kang. Bomb. May 2023, Guardians Volume 3. Hit. Over 800 million. December 2023, The Marvels. At the time, earned the crown of biggest bomb in Hollywood history. I can't remember for sure if it still holds it, but it probably does. And that was how we ended 2023. 2024, one offering from the MCU, Deadpool and Wolverine, $1.3 billion. That's it. Nothing in February, nothing in May. That was a June or July movie, and then nothing in the fall/winter last year. Just Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, 2025, February 2025. Captain America, Brave New World. Flop. Same as 2 years ago. Now we move on to May. Guardians Volume 3, May 2023, 145 million. Thunderbolts, May 2025, 330 million. And slowly climbing, but it is going to flop financially. It is a good movie. It's highly praised by those that bothered to watch it. But not a lot of people watching it. Not a lot of people watching it. So, in this year, unlike 2023, the final theatrical offering from Marvel is occurring in just over 2 months. July the 25th. Fantastic Four First Steps. And if that underperforms, that will be 2 out of the last 7 movies in 3 years that were anything approaching a success. And that will be an entire year's worth of movies, coupled with almost an entire year's worth of shows. Amazing Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was fucking dope. On Disney Plus. Poor Doomsday is going to have a lot of motherfucking baggage if F4 don't pop off and break the cycle. Can we blame world economics, aka possibly tariffs this year for the low numbers? No. Well, to an extent, yes. There's a lot of factors. There are definitely economic factors. Theater prices are fucking crazy. Prices in general are crazy. Some are coming down. Some are not. But yeah, we've for us average folk, it ain't been easy for quite a while now. It ain't been that easy. So economics definitely a factor. Also a factor, quality. Now, Thunderbolts has proven that even with a regaining of quality, that still isn't enough to guarantee the moolah. But it helps if you at least start in the direction of quality. I mean, can you get away with a shit ton of spectacle and like little to no story? Yeah. Marvel got away with $1.3 billion of it last summer. But if your brand has lost the trust of the fandom, you're going to get what we've gotten so far this year from Marvel, and what unfortunately Fantastic Four might also get, just because of brand damage. Like, if people only got like a certain amount of moolah that they're willing to spend at the theater, they're going to be damn picky. And if you have done enough brand damage to where you've lost cachet with fans, where they're not like drooling with anticipation over your next offering and do not give a fuck, they're going to go see that movie. Yeah, you done lost that. And you can see it in the numbers. Why weren't Guardians 3 and Deadpool and Wolverine affected that much? Well, Guardians, despite the reservations of some when it comes to Volume 2, immensely popular character. An anomaly as it turns out. But and James Gunn, as annoying as some of his sensibilities can be fairly often, he killed it with the story in Guardians. So he had spectacle, and he had heart, and he had a really good plot. So that's how Guardians 3 made the bucks, despite Quantumania coming out in front of it. People already knew what they were going to get with a Guardians movie. That helped a lot. Deadpool and Wolverine, Hugh Grant back and putting the cowl on. Hugh Jackman, Jesus fuck. Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, putting the cowl on. Paired with Ryan Reynolds, who, as this was before we found out how much of a psycho his wife is, was immensely popular in his own right, and Deadpool was popular. So, and they cameoed the fuck out of that movie and had just enough plot to get through it. So a shit ton of nostalgia. And a lot of that is the same answer for Spider-Man 3. We got all 3 Spider-Mans. And Sony villains. And Doctor Strange. And all 3 Spider-Men. I'm going to say that one again. Yeah, so for Deadpool and Wolverine, member berries, nostalgia bait, cameo fest, fan service. But done with the right characters in the right way. Spectacle. Well, Thunderbolts, while it had good reviews, it says Brooke probably didn't take off because of newer characters that normies aren't super familiar with and reluctant to see new Marvel stuff given the mediocre quality of previous Marvel content. I would say those are 2 of the biggest factors. Yeah. I mean, the normies bring the bucks, and they're generally the first to go when you start fucking up your brand. So, and they're also the hardest to bring back. Because when a normie does not give a fuck, they don't give a fuck. And it's hard to make them give a fuck again. So, especially when you're in Marvel's case, you're not even really exciting the nerds. Because the normies aren't going to get excited till we get excited. Overall. I mean, there are exceptions, as always, but in general, normies don't really get excited about something until we do. And then we gush about it fucking everywhere we go, and then finally they're like, God damn, these dudes won't shut up. Is this really that good? All right, I'm going to go check this shit out. So, yeah. It's hard to get them, and it's even harder to keep them. And it's really fucking hard to get them back. Guess that 4 has more nerd factor? Oh, yes. Shit ton more nerd factor. Especially if there are any normies around who remember the 2015 Fantastic Four. If that's the version of the Fantastic Four that lives in their recency bias. Yeah, they'll be like, ooh, look, another Fantastic Four movie. Wait, what was that? Oh, yeah, that last one was fucking garbage. I don't care about this one. What the hell is so different about this one? I should go see it. And then hopefully there's enough marketing to where they get at least somewhat curious. And then it's got a slap for us, so we start gushing. Yeah, F4 definitely much more for us than the broader audience. So it's got to please us. And then we got to do like way more word of mouth than we did for Thunderbolts. Of course, I think part of the Thunderbolts is it didn't even have that many core fans that wanted to go see that one. So you're not just losing normies, but you're losing core fans, and that's when the shit really starts to get ugly. And when you lose the normies, that's when you start losing your big box office. When you lose the core fans, that's when you start just getting bomb after bomb, and we're already 2 for 3 when it comes to bombs this year for Marvel. You remember the old F4 and the old Green Lantern? By old Green Lantern, do you mean Ryan Reynolds? I know what you mean by old F4. Are you talking? Are you talking the one with Ian Griffith, or are you talking like that '90s one? But yeah, yep. If F4 goes the way of these previous 2 movies, even if it's not as bad, but if it only makes like 455, oh, the bad one, yeah. But if it only makes like 450 to 500 million, well, first of all, I don't think that's gonna get its money back. But yeah, it like if it doesn't crack 6, it's gonna be a flop. It's gonna be a disappointment. That's definitely gonna be underperforming. Like Marvel needs that one to make a decent amount of money. You don't remember the 2015 F4? Be grateful. Yeah, no, I Rise of the Silver Surfer is good. I like Julian McMahon as Doom, but they did not do Doom right. But they definitely did him way better than the 2015 version. That was an abomination. That version of Doom was fucking ridiculous. Uh oh, you haven't seen the 2015 one either, Brooke? Well, you and Icarus, thank whatever you believe you owe gratitude to for the fact that you have not put your eyeballs on that piece of shit. Thank who or whatever that has not happened to you. Didn't like the Galactus cloud fart, whatever, in Rise of Silver Surfer, but overall, I like the movie. Yeah, 4.3 out of 10 on IMDb. I don't really look at IMDb rankings, but 4 out of 10 is never that good in the first place. But, like, in my mind, I'm surprised it's not a 2. Like, I fucking that movie shit. Oh, trust me, Icarus, you'd know if you'd seen it. Unless you were so traumatized by it that you blocked it out. But otherwise, you'd remember. It'll repeat in your head like witnessing a wreck of some sort. Will just before 2005 was 5.7. Yeah, well, I mean they're not like I wouldn't call either of them bangers, but they're not bad. They're okay. Silver Surfer is definitely the better of the two. Like the way they did Norrin Rad in that movie was actually really really good. It was pretty cool. And then they fucked up Galactus and turned him into a space fart. Behold the space flatulence, the king of stink, the world eater Galactus. Yeah, that was fucking lame. But nowhere near as lame as the 2015 F4. Like the 2015 F4 makes me appreciate Space Fart Galactus. That ought to say something. That ought to tell you something right there. All right. You know what? I don't know if I want to talk about that Warner Brothers bullshit. I mean, I'm very interested in business, but like I find that shit all kinds of intriguing. Where? No, I didn't. Makes it so much easier to find. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Where are you tuning? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true love. You met another, you were gone. No, you did not take away my other plot lead. Twitter, no. You sons of bitches. Oh, he deleted his account. That cock. All right, well, still got one plot lead to talk about, and actually, I'm not too sad about this other one disappeared because that's the one that had the shit that could have really started a fucking ruckus. So I am not mad about that at all. I thought there was something that I had. God damn it. So aggravating when this happens. Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Now I remember. Now I actually had to search this one. Uh, okay. Well, I guess it's got the, okay. Cool. All right. Delta Dan, what's up? Dub, what's going on, man? How you guys doing? All right, I finally found something I'm looking for. So, got some interesting news about Doctor Doom. So, while I thought I was going to talk about Warner Brothers, I've now changed my mind on the fly. So you're about to find out because I just found it. I just found it, Delta Dan. So, according to Chris Gore, who I guess is a big Hollywood person, I'm personally not familiar with him, but um, yes. According to this report here, they're talking about that Doctor Doom image from Prez. What's happening? Uh, they're talking about the image that Marvel used at that whatever the fuck that was called, that little deal they did at the beginning of the week. And the image they used of Doctor Doom was pretty much Alex Ross artwork of Doctor Doom. So this is what this one's talking about. That looks like an Alex Ross image used as a placeholder, but who knows? Apparently, Chris Gore said that the design that he saw, because he gets on sets and people show him stuff and pictures and art. He's like in there. Said that the design that he saw is very evocative of the characters of the classic Universal Monsters movies when talking to Nerdrotic. Okay, and that sounds very much like the kind of thing that influenced the original character design. There's a post on this that someone tried to share here, but those sources are banned, so we didn't approve it. Evocative of the characters of the classic Universal monster movies. This is a question or a response. How does that apply to Doom? Did they see him with a disfigured face? Apparently, yes. His face is indeed disfigured. The title of the now removed thread from Jason's Odd One is Chris Gore, Doctor Doom, and Doomsday is armored, and his face is disfigured, like the old Universal monster movies. Well, now, isn't that interesting? We've wondered. I mean, because we know comic book Doom's face is pretty fucking disfigured, right? That's a given. We know this. But it's long been wondered since they cast RDJ's Doctor Doom, would his face be fucked up? And if so, what was the point of casting his ass in the first place? Because obviously, if you're casting the dude who played fucking Tony Stark, the hero of the Infinity Saga, sacrificial hero, mind you, martyr, you could say. If they're going to hire that guy to be Doctor Doom, they obviously plan a lot of emotional fuckery on the still existing MCU Avenger pseudo aligned characters. By virtue of the fact that he looks like Tony Stark, he's going to be able to do lots of shady shit, get away with all kinds of stuff, and then really fuck some people's emotions up by going, "Oh no, I'm not that guy. I am Doom." I don't know if Robert Downey can get his voice that low, but Doom. You know, there's no way it's not something along those lines, right? Maybe not that, whatever form it takes. You don't hire Robert fucking Downey Jr. to be Doctor Doom unless you're planning on fucking with the characters you have that are still around by using his face for all kinds of chicanery. Like, there's just no fucking way. So, if that is truly the case, and I don't see a way that it's not, won't him being disfigured fuck that up? It would be comic accurate, but won't it fuck that up? No. No, it will not. And here's why. One, even if he pulls off the mask or shows his face and it is disfigured, first of all, disfigured is a fairly graphic term, but also kind of vague. Like, there are levels of disfigurement, number one. There are levels. Now, let us think back to the end of the Infinity Saga, the end of Endgame. When he takes on the energy of the Infinity Gauntlet. And I am Iron Man. Snap. Zapped with all kinds of fucking radiation. His face got a little cooked, right? Now, who's to say that Dr. Doom... There's a rumor out there that he's planning on representing himself as a version of Iron Man. Now, obviously, if that's true, and as we discussed before, I don't see any way that we're not going to see his face. Maybe for the character of Doom more than one would think, or possibly even want. We shall see. But if his scars look anything like Tony's scars from the end of Endgame, there's a disfigured face that makes total sense for people to see. All he's got to do is be like, "Hey, I'm Tony, and in my universe, I lived. We won. I snapped, but I survived it." But he still ends up looking exactly like 616 Tony looked after the snap. Super easy. But what if they want to disfigure RDJ Doom? What if they don't want to go that route and they want to really fuck his face up? Will that not fuck the obvious emotional damage plans? Again, I say no. For two rather large reasons. And that is because Dr. Doom is A, fucking scientific engineering genius, and B, he is also an apex sorcerer and a master of combining magic and technology. If anyone wants to hide his disfigurement and make people see a nice, smooth, unlined face, it's Dr. fucking Doom. It doesn't matter if his face is disfigured completely differently from the scarring 616 Tony got after he snapped Thanos away. It doesn't matter if he looked like the fucking Elephant Man underneath his Doom mask. He's a technological genius and a fucking high-level sorcerer. He's going to make himself look however the fuck he wants. And it'll make sense because he's a technical genius and a fucking high-level sorcerer. So, while an initial thought, while the initial thought process could go, fuck yeah, comic accurate Doom. Wait, why would they bother casting RDJ if they're not going to use his face? And if they're going to use his face, how can it be fucked up? Well, I just told you. A, it can be fucked up the exact same way 616 Tony's was at the end of Endgame, and he can be like, oh no, I'm a variant that survived that snap. Or B, he implements his technical genius or his uber magical power or both and makes himself look smooth. They learned from Mandalorian how wearing a helmet all day is not good for movies. Did they? I mean, Marvel has always had their heroes whipping their helmets off. Of late, with a shit ton of technology or of nanotech. Almost to the point where people started bitching. Honestly, like, why can't our heroes just stay in their fucking masks? And do their shit. Like the second action stop. Like some people, that was getting on their fucking nerves. Not me. But there's enough people where, like, it was getting talked about in the broader sense on the social medias. People are like, why can't they just leave their fucking masks on? So, you seen a picture where he has a mask on half his face? Yes, I've seen that too. I think that's a cover, and it's fucking sick. A cover to what issue? I have no goddamn idea. I ain't gonna lie about that. No fucking clue. Yeah, I've seen that. That's a dope ass fucking bit of art right there. So that one really can go either way. Comic purists are probably going to be annoyed with how much Doom is not wearing a mask. Normies may be annoyed with how much he is, or they won't care if he isn't in a mask all the time. Normies will not care. They will be ones who care if he's in it too much. Actually, I don't think they'll care at all. It's going to come down to how the nerds feel about it. If they're more concerned with, if they're willing to put up with a little more actual Victor Von Doom face to serve the story, or if they'll be like, God damn it, Doom should not have his fucking mask off this much. It could go either way. So we shall see. So I'm interested to. Well, first of all, assuming that's even true, number one, I am interested to see how they're gonna. Well, A, if he actually is disfigured. B, in what way, to what extent. Because again, technically, if you've got like a teeny little scar right here, technically you're disfigured. Because that's not what your cheek normally looks like. So there's levels to disfigurement. So what level is it? Where is it? What's it look like? How will it be hidden if needs be? Or explained? I'm very interested to see how all that shit. I mean, all I put forth is like the ways that they could handle that I thought of even myself, who was not super creative. Like really quickly, I came up with those options. So if I could come up with them that quickly, someone at Marvel definitely could. Now, whether Marvel will decide to make it a bit more complicated, or just go a completely different way with it, who the fuck knows right now? We'll see. But I'm down to have a disfigured Doctor Doom. I'm down for the comic accuracy. I am not going to be one of those who is going to be like, God damn it, why is he out of his mask so much? Because I'm pretty sure I already know what the basic story beats are going to be, or at least the emotional stakes. And said stakes require a lot more Doom FaceTime than what comic nerds are used to. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. And I'm not upset by it at all. I am not upset by it at all. I'm just very interested to see how they handle it. Because literally, all we have are confirmed rumors like this one and a fuck ton of speculation and theory. That's really all we have, if you think about it. I mean, we've got like, we've got all those drone photos from Unboxed to have fun with. A couple other little blurbs that have come out about shit. You know, mostly just about the set and like what's being built up there, like how it's built up. Okay, cool. That's the look at this exterior with craters. Oh, that's the exterior of the X Mansion. Oh, look at all this debris in the craters. Wait, is that Sentinel parts? Holy shit, it's fucking Sentinel parts. Seemingly confirmed rumors by the Nightcrawler actor that we're basically looking at some version of a battle between Avengers and X-Men. We're assuming it's the X-Men from the universe at the end of the Marvels. Now, the fact that Sentinels are involved makes me wonder if, like, the 616 Avengers are somehow going to end up in their universe, because there's no Xavier School for gifted youngsters in the 616 MCU, in the Sacred Timeline. It doesn't exist, as far as we know. There are no X-Men. There's not like a fuck ton of mutants out there. He Who Remains made sure that when he made the Sacred Timeline. So if there's a fight at an X-Mansion, that's got to be on Earth 10005, the one from the end of the Marvels, we think. Has anyone even brought that up? I only just now realized that, because a lot of people are like, ooh, AVX, AVX. Especially when, again, the Nightcrawler actor talked about he was going to have to be beaten Reed about the head, right? So I never even really considered this before. Holy shit. Okay, so here's what we got. We got rumors of a big battle being filmed between Avengers and X-Men. We've got the Nightcrawler actor talking about having to hit Reed Richards in the head. So somehow the Fantastic Four are also going to be involved in this fight. Probably on the side of the Avengers. But yet we have all these reports that is going to happen on this set outside of the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters, the X Mansion. But yet in the 616, there is no X Mansion. There's no X-Men. There's pretty much no mutants. Almost no mutants. So one of two things is true. Number one, that battle outside the X Mansion is going to have nothing to do with the event. That's just some shit that's going to be happening in that universe. Because again, in the 616, no X Mansion, not really any mutants, definitely no fucking Sentinels. But yeah, we got Sentinel parts on that set with all the craters outside the X Mansion. So some kind of fucking battle is going to happen. One, it'll either be a strictly in-universe battle, or two, somehow the 616 Avengers or some form of them is going to end up in that universe. Or the Fox, or that universe is going to end up, or those guys are going to end up in our universe. But if the Avengers don't have anything to do with that battle, and those ones are, and the X-Men from the other universe are going to end up fighting the Avengers in the 616, then that has to be a purely internal, centered. That's an event that's only going to take place in that universe and only involve the characters from that universe. Because none of that shit exists in the 616. So, I don't know if anyone's ever, really come at it from that direction before. That literally just occurred to me. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah, 616 heroes get transported in the X-Men's universe. That's my guess. I would imagine they're going to be going there voluntarily because they know Monica's there. So what we could be seeing, and this is again assuming an Avengers versus X-Men battle is part of uh, all those photos from Unboxed HD with the chunks of Sentinel and the other debris. Uh, what up, Dar Boyd? All right, man. Appreciate you being here. Love you. Damn, I wish I'd have thought of this before. I could have thought it out better. I'm mostly just rambling. F4 comes 616. F4 616. Go to 10005. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Fantastic Four are going to be coming to 616. So, oh, here's an interesting possibility. Okay, so some point the F4 gets to 616, right? I mean, the reports are that at the end of F4, this is an older report, and it's not even really addressed in the new leak. Assuming I can fucking find that one. What's up, Brennan? Okay, so maybe let's say it looks like this, right? F4 get there. They and the Avengers have a confab. Reed tells them what he knows about the death of the multiverse, incursions, Doom. Um, so they'll have a confab, decide to be allies, yada yada yada, and then they're going to get a hankering since like all these universes are coming together. They're going to get a hankering, especially if it's the Fox or the Earth 10005 that begins to incurse on 616. For whatever reason, they're going to decide to pop into that universe and rescue them some Monica. Now, let's say they do that. Yeah, damn right. Somehow, some way, I don't write this shit. And there are reasons for that, Delta Dan. But for whatever reason, they get a hankering to go get Monica or something along those lines. And let's say they get to the X Mansion. And the X-Men are already in the middle of a battle with Sentinels. Like the Avengers and F4 roll up, and there's already havoc and ruckus happening outside the X Mansion. Sentinels attacking, all that good shit. So let's say the F4 and the Avengers help at first. Then they're like, hey, we're here for this person. And the X-Men are like, yeah, but we know about the incursions, and we know we're headed towards each other, and we want to fucking live. Fight there. Something along those lines. Or it could be that the Avengers and the X-Men start fighting. Then the Sentinels show up, and the Avengers decide to take that opportunity to battle their way out of that and leave the X-Men to deal with the Sentinels. You're talking about your last comment? I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. There's like, the more I think about it, the more ways there are they could do it. It'll be interesting to see how they pull that off. But let's just say it's taking a reasonable amount of mental gymnastics to make an X-Men and Avengers battle outside the X Mansion on Earth 10005. It takes a bit of even for, it takes a bit of thought to make that work. I'm really starting to think, mostly probably just because it's easier, that all those set photos from Unboxed HD outside the X Mansion, I feel like that's just going to be that's going to be a self-contained event in that universe. And the meetup with the Avengers will be later. – But whatever the motivation, however it's going to work out. I mean, who doesn't enjoy watching the X Men whoop up on some fucking Sentinels, right? I know I enjoy watching the X Men whoop up on some fucking Sentinels. So even if the Avengers have nothing to do with that battle, I'll be in my chair like, fuck, 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 fuck. You know. I mean, to see live action X Men in their classic uniforms, like the animated style uniform. My God. And like fucking up Sentinels. Ugh. Ugh. Avengers or no Avengers being part of that battle, it's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. I will enjoy it immensely. And then if they find a way to get the Avengers in on that too, I have a distinct feeling that, again, that's just going to be the X-Men fucking up some Sentinels in their universe. And that may be how they reintroduce us to that universe. You know, some kind of wide scope shot, and then some sort of convo happening inside the X Mansion, and then next thing you know, you hear the Sentinels land. Attention, mutants! Just cooked some Omaha street hot dogs in my cast iron and bacon grease. Wasn't healthy, but it was good. God damn, that does sound deliciously artery clogging. And I'm here for it. I'm very much here for it. I got to remember that. Cook the hot dogs and bacon. Mm. That sounds really fucking good. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, that's all I got on that. I don't give a fuck about Warner Brothers. I don't know why I just did that, though. That was stupid as shit. All right. Get this found again. Well, no, I'm not verified yet. I don't want to be. Okay, he didn't delete his account, but he definitely deleted that plot leak. I wonder if it was because it was so similar to the one off of Reddit that hopefully still exists where it is. Yeah, he definitely deleted that post. Huh. 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 There you are. Okay, so you go to that, and then there's this one. All right, cool. Doesn't really say much about the ending, though. Okay. Interesting. All right, so it doesn't go all the way to the end. Okay, so going to Vegas tonight, then to Indiana tomorrow. Damn! Oh, your brother sponsors a card, Indy? That's sick. That's sick, man. I've never been to like a big race. I've never been to an Indy race. I've never been to a NASCAR race. I've been to like, super local stock car tracks. Look, don't get me wrong. They're fun as fuck. But like, I live in Michigan, so we have Michigan International Speedway, MIS for short. I want to go see a NASCAR race there one time. I'm not big into NASCAR, but like just to say, I've been to an NFL game, been to Major League Baseball, been to an NBA game. I've been to a PGA event. Been to a Red Wings hockey game. But I've never been to like a big race like that. So there's some shit I still want to do in terms of like being there live for some kind of professional sports event. And I've been to a WrestleMania. If you want to call that sports event, I guess, they call it sports entertainment. So yeah, you can call that sports event. And I've been to a WrestleMania. But I need, or I want, but I want to go see like a NASCAR race, like a full-on NASCAR race. And a full-on Indy. Well, they let you do that shit at MIS too. Especially if you're lucky enough to get the campground in the middle of the track. They're fucking insane in there, bro. Holy. Like NASCAR is got pretty broad support amongst all people, male and female, whatever. And let's be real. NASCAR events are full of a bunch of chicks that are white girl wasted. And they are literally like a vast majority white girls being white girl wasted in a rednecky event. And trust me, if there's any white chicks who know how to get white girl wasted, it is white chicks from Michigan. I know because I've drank with them. I mean, Michigan has one of the highest bars per capita count in the nation. Like, we're way up there in the nation in golf courses. We love our golf and we love our booze. We have a ton of golf courses and a fuck ton of bars. And of course, we drink on the golf course too. All right. Chat, I'm going to go grab me a beverage real quick. And then we are going to get into this Fantastic Four plot. Read it, talk about it. We're going to do our best to break it down, and then we're going to speculate. I'll be right back. I'll turn up. Hey, there we go. I brought a 12-pack in. Security dude who said, "This must be your first time. You should have brought more." That's hilarious. Oh shit, that's funny as fuck, Delta Dan. And honestly, 100% not a surprise. But that is funny. Okay. You guys ready for spoilers? Spoiler warning. Spoiler, 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 spoiler. Potential, at least. Okay. Do we all feel warned? Those of you who are kind enough to still be watching on the replay, do you feel warned? Lurkers, do you feel warned? Active chatters, do you feel warned? Spoiler. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Okay. This is a rumor, so I guess potential spoiler. But here we go. If you don't want to know, now's the time. Boom, here we go. Okay, so this comes from Reddit. You feel like a lurker and you feel warned? Well, good. Then I'm doing my job. Excuse me. All right, so, and I hadn't seen this one before, but I'll tell you, I'm wondering. Well, you'll see. We'll get into that. So here we go. The movie opens with the family, already known as the Fantastic Four in the retro futuristic universe. They are on a mission. Soon after, there's a scene where they explain to some kids how they defeated Mole Man. A flashback shows the whole scene. Okay? This universe is highly developed despite its retro theme. There are a few heroes, but they are the main ones. I'm assuming they's Fantastic Four. They are like celebrities to the population, but they live like ordinary people. They work for the government as scientists and space explorers. They are known by high society and adored by the people. I mean, this is, we got that impression during the trailer, right? You went to Stagecoach for my wife. You want to see White Girl Wasted and Daisy Duke there? Yeah. Go there. White Girl Wasted and Daisy Duke. Yeah, I'm here for that. One of my favorite combinations. Drunk white chicks in cheeky jean shorts. Anywho, so yeah, especially that second trailer, we really got the idea that this celebrity thing was given to them by the people. Oh, given to them by the people. I mean, it's from Reddit, so it very well could be, but from all the Superman we know that names are given by the press. Oh, yeah. Where was I? But yeah, so a lot of this early part here that we just read, we saw a lot of stuff like that in the most recent trailer. We love you, Fantastic Four. They're on that talk show. Kids are cheering the thing. Lift the car, lift the car. So yeah, all this fits. And, but they live like ordinary people. The whole, we have, every Sunday, 7 o'clock, no matter what, we have dinner as a family. Okay? So, yeah, a lot of this, to this point, appears at least semi-confirmed just from the trailer itself. Okay? Okay, here we go. The name Fantastic Four was given to them by the people. Yeah. The Thing has a girlfriend, Reed. Now, that's been long theorized, but we have seen nothing for that. Oh, the Thing has a girlfriend. Reed and Sue have a son, and Johnny is the team's spokesman. Okay? As the plot unfolds, it becomes clear that something is wrong with this family and that they are hiding something. Interesting. On a government space mission, they encounter the Silver Surfer in Earth orbit. Now, see, the trailer kind of makes that seem not true, right? Trailer kind of makes that seem not true. Now, this is from 10 months ago, so at the time this could have been accurate. I mean, Marvel do be changing shit. But again, this is definitely not accurate to the trailer. She drops to the surface, and that's when they talk to her. She tells them that the Devourer of Worlds, Galactus, is coming to Earth. I mean, it's kind of obvious. She's a fucking herald. It's her job. And she's pregnant. They don't have a son yet. True. During the movie, it is revealed that they do not belong to this universe and have come from the sacred timeline. Okay, see, now, we've heard this theorized a lot. The farce of this family is about to be revealed. Their origin is briefly shown. In an experiment, they discovered a new dimension. And this is even speculation inside this rumor, maybe the negative zone. Although that would make a lot of sense. And while trying to explore it, they were sucked into the multiverse, exposed to high levels of radiation, and fell into this parallel Earth, and now they have powers. Okay, so we already know that part's not true. Because, again, in that second trailer, they got their powers already after they got to that Earth. Like it specifically talked about them going on that space mission, like the talk show host guy. You know, when he was narrating, he was talking about how they went on a space mission, got their powers, came back, and then came back. So that part's inaccurate. They were already in the new universe normal, and they got their powers there. So, a couple of inaccuracies already. And again, it could be just because this is like a really creative bit of speculation. Or it could be this information was good almost a year ago and then got changed. Again, Marvel does that shit. So, that's a part one. Cool. It matches some theories. A chunk of it matches the trailer, and a little bit of it is debunked by the trailer. Let's see how the second part goes. Okay, work for government, people. Okay. All right, so I guess, this is most of that, and then it's just this last paragraph. All right. I feel like there should have been another one that Geeky did not post. Oh, yeah. Okay, yep. Looks like it's just those two. Oh. Okay, that's the original. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Okay, yep. So, all right, it is just this one. Okay, so we got to. All right, this is where we ended. Now they have power. So we have this left. It is revealed that they chose to settle in this new society because they were unable to return to their universe, and their recognition comes after a heroic act against the mad scientist known as Mole Man, who was shown earlier. Okay, so here's. All right, actually, I'll come back to that. They build a life in this universe while working for years to return to their universe of origin, the Sacred Timeline. See, I don't think it's the Sacred Timeline. For reasons. They want to return to their families. The movie is all about family. The revelation comes after they are exposed as imposters from this universe. Okay. So, doesn't really talk about Galactus beyond talking about Shalabal popping up and being like, y'all are fucked. Galactus is coming. Okay, so not a lot about Galactus. Other than the absolute basics when it comes to him, which is Akash Verma. Welcome. This is fake. Oh, probably. Oh, in the trailer it shows Silver Surfer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. Now, they also had some stuff that the trailer confirmed, too. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. I talked about that, but a thanks for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. Welcome. Hit all the buttons if you'd be so kind. Um, but yeah, we talked about that just a little bit ago. I'm like to the like up here. This is where that part was wrong. Yeah, oh yeah, no, there's some inaccuracies in here, but there are also some accuracies in here. Now, those inaccuracies could be explained in a couple different ways. One, and probably most likely, this is fairly creative, but completely, or at least mostly bullshit leak that they happen to get some shit right on. One, that is one. Two, this is a 10-month-old post. And as we all know, Marvel is constantly changing shit. So 10 months ago, this could have easily been exactly how they were doing it. But being Marvel, they changed some shit up. Also, a reasonably likely explanation, but again, Occam's razor, simplest explanation, being this is Reddit, probably fake. But fake, real, or anywhere in between, fun to talk about, which is the main thing, at least for me. I don't care if this is real or if it's fake. If this, I don't mind spoilers. I like spoilers. Because reading about something and actually seeing it occur are, for me at least, two very different things. Reading about how something happened and actually seeing it happen, seeing how it's actually executed, uh, adds a whole shit ton of context to what amounts to just words on paper. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just in general why I don't mind spoilers. Um, and then the other reason is because they're fucking fun to talk about, whether they end up being real or accurate or whatever. They're just fun to talk about. So, the movie's all about family. Well, yeah, it better be. It's a fucking Fantastic Four movie, and family is the core of the Fantastic Four. It has been since Lee and Kirby put that shit out. So now again, some of this has there have been a lot of theories that come up with stuff very similar to this leak. But given that this post is 10 months old, it's entirely possible there are people out there who saw this and was like, you know what, that's kind of cool. I don't know if that's the way I'd do it, and then they theory craft based off of this, so you get something similar but not exact. You know. So, all right, I want to come back up to right after they encounter Shalabal. Um, Now, obviously, we know from the trailer, she talks to them on the surface of Earth. So, encountering her in orbit, false. Fine. Again, could have been that way 10 months ago. Marvel could have been like, nah, it'll be more fun to have her talk to him on Earth. Whatever. Uh, doesn't matter. But here's the next part. During the movie, it is revealed that they do not belong to this universe and have come from the sacred timeline. Okay, so this I am deeming yet another inaccuracy. I 100% believe that they don't come from that universe. I don't see a way that they come from the sacred timeline because that would mean that their presence was just ignored for this entire time in the MCU, and that's not even remotely possible. Number one, the Fantastic Four are prolific enough on their own. I mean, we're talking the smartest guy in the world. Uh, his wife, the Invisible Woman, who is so good at controlling force fields and energy that she can make herself invisible, or she can build a force field that can stand up to uh, attacks from cosmic beings. Okay, the thing is the thing. He's a tank. and then you got Johnny Storm. Like, we're on their own, they're a pretty fucking formidable team, and of course Reed is stretchy, as well as highly intelligent. On their own, they're a pretty formidable team. They're going to have been heard of, right? So, and then on top of that, at least in the comics, the F4 are constantly working with other teams. They work with the Avengers a lot. They work with the mutants a lot. I mean, obviously there's no mutants in the MCU, at least not in any kind of real numbers, or they're never really talked about. Obviously, we don't have them in that universe, but again, the F4 has worked with the Avengers a ton in comics. In Hickman's Avengers New Avengers run, the Illuminati was a lot of Avengers, or what people we would consider Avengers. Well, maybe not, but anyway, the Fantastic Four. Actually, some of their best work outside, has been done in tandem with other teams in the Marvel Universe. So, I don't see any way that they came from the Sacred Timeline. I don't see any way. So, if not the Sacred Timeline, then from whence? Or at least what we normally consider to be the Sacred Timeline, which is the 616 as created by He Who Remains and isolated from the rest of the multiverse. That is what we consider to be this, the definition of the Sacred Timeline in the current MCU. Now, if one chooses, one could also call whatever the 616 timeline before He Remains into the Multiverse War and set up 616 how he wanted it to be, and then isolate it. So they could come from the Sacred Timeline, but the original. And here I'm going to switch from Sacred to Main Timeline. But, post He Who Remains, they are the same. It's possible that they come from the 616 before the He Who Remains timeline, where it was adjusted by him to get rid of people that would make it very, very difficult for him to stay in control. Obviously, he doesn't consider the Avengers that big of a threat because he let them be around, but you don't see a Fantastic Four, you don't see the mutants. So I don't think they came from the He Who Remains Sacred Timeline. Now, but they could have. I don't know this. I don't really have any other ideas with which to replace this. I think it's probably, I think it's reasonably likely. I won't say probably. But it's definitely much more likely that they come from a He Who Remains version of the 616 than it does for them to come from the He Who Remains controlled Sacred Timeline 616. It just makes more sense that way. So I'm pretty sure this is wrong about them coming from the Sacred Timeline, unless they're choosing their words specifically to, evoke thoughts one way when they actually mean something different. All right, their origin in an experiment, they discovered a new dimension, maybe the negative zone. Now, see, that makes sense. Exploring is what they do. Fucking around with shit people probably shouldn't be fucking around with is definitely what Reed does. So it would make sense for them to be out about exploring, conducting experiments, and happening across some, happening across a way to travel the multiverse without really meaning to. And then ending up stuck there in the current universe they're in. Now here it says they were sucked into the multiverse. Okay. Exposed to high levels of radiation and fell into this parallel Earth, and now they have powers. Now, see, that's dead ass wrong. Again, we know that from the trailer. Uh, we know from the trailer that they that they didn't get their powers till after they were in that universe. So they take down Mole Man. Uh, Now, this leak does not mention John Malkovich's character, whose name I already fucking forget, or his mutant monkeys. So, again, does that mean anything that he's not mentioned, or the monkeys? No, means nothing. So, then, the big source of tension. Oh shit, they're found out that they aren't really from there. Yada, yada, yada. And then, of course, throw Galactus in the mix as well. Okay, so as accurate or inaccurate as that may be, it's pretty fun. I really like the idea um, of them not being from that universe, ending up stuck there, coming from elsewhere for whatever reason. Um, them having that kind of secret to hide, talking about it every once in a while, almost getting caught here, almost getting caught there. That's a good way to drive tension. And then, you throw in the villains, Mole Man, whoever Malkovich is playing. I can't remember his fucking name. And of course, Shalabal and Galactus. They have the makings of a way to build up really, really big stakes and tension in this movie to keep us riveted. So, I think a lot of that's fun. Obviously, again, some of it's already been proven wrong by the most recent trailer, where they meet Shalabal, when they get their powers, that kind of stuff. But, some stuff does line up with the trailers. Take it what this is worth, but some of what's in there lines up with some of the most popular theories out there. Now, those theories and that's a chicken and egg thing. I have no way of knowing which came first, this post or the spate of theories that kind of sound like that post were potentially built off that post. But I would say this is probably not real, or at least at this point, not real anymore. Again, we're talking about Marvel here, and this is a 10-month-old post. And Marvel changes shit in their movies probably more often than they change their fucking underwears. I mean, we know this. This is known. This is no secret. I mean, they literally redid the ending for Quantumania like 2 weeks before the fucking movie came out. Marvel changes shit at any given moment. But I still think that is I think that's the answer with the lower odds of being true. The odds are still in favor of this being a clever fakery. But real or fake? True or false? What do you guys think about it, chat? Just for the sake of discussion, let's say this bitch is real. How do you feel about it? How would you feel if that is the story? I think it's a pretty good plot. I think it's a pretty good plot. They build stakes, they build tension, and they're building it from the beginning. Well, maybe not the very beginning, very, very beginning, but they're building it from fairly early in Act 1, all the way through where they, again, according to this, get found out. Which will probably, knowing the way movies tend to be constructed, I would imagine them getting found out probably happens. They really want to, if they really want to ratchet up the stress and the tension, they would have them get found out fairly or not too far behind Shia LaBeouf showing up. I think that would be some magnificent timing. Like they're in the middle of dealing with some, they're just barely getting into dealing with the fallout of having their secret exposed, and then Shia LaBeouf shows up and is like, "Y'all are fucked because my guy Galactus is on his fucking way and he's hungry." And then a very angry populace of Earth who feels really, really betrayed by the Fantastic Four will then be forced to rely on them because, like them or hate them, they're still the most qualified to deal with a threat like Galactus out of everyone on the fucking planet. So imagine you have no choice to be saved, or no choice but to be saved by someone you hate. Tell me that don't produce some fucking tension. Tension and stakes do a lot to drive a plot, yo. I feel like that would probably be the best way to do it. They get found out, ruckus ensues, they're hated on, and then here comes Shia LaBeouf. Heralding the imminent destruction of our planet at the hands of Galactus. By the way, did y'all see the official released concept art of Galactus? Guy be looking good, bro. Here's a good close-up of him. And that's basically Ralph. He's going to have a very British face because of Ralph Ineson, but Ralph Ineson's voice is just awesome. And if they actually do have him if they CGI'd glowing eyes in him all the time, holy shit. What do you mean seeing the what? This official concept art. Oh, here's a full body shot. Oh wait, that's not it. Okay, there's the full body shot. And for comparison, the basic comic uniform. And obviously they darkened it up, but it's got the same basic shape, and my God, this looks good. What do you guys think? Oops. Look at this fucking thing. And just think, all we saw in that last trailer was like this. The right side of his, or like his boots from the side. This is all we've seen. Like that much. That's all we've seen to this point. And now we get this. This this is pretty sick, folks. Pretty sick. Looks good. I wonder how much of them we will actually see. Are you in terms of screen time? Probably not a shit ton. But you can do a lot in a little. You can do a lot in a little time. I was rewatching Josh. I was watching Josh's on the replay, and he said that Captain America had all of 6 minutes of screen time in Infinity War. If Galactus only gets 6 minutes of screen time based on how impactful Captain America was in 6 minutes, pause. You can also get a lot out of Galactus in 6 minutes. Pause. Yo, Yoxie, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Did I leak this? Ryan Revis, you look like Galactus? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. I kind of do. I'm okay with that. Did I leak this? Which this are you talking about? The Fantastic Four plot leak? These are officially released images. As for the plot leak, no, that's 10 months old on Reddit, but someone I know posted it around the same time as this other scooper posted his version, which was very similar to this other one. Of course, he since deleted it, which kind of pissed me off because I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison of the two. But whatever. Shit, if I was Galactus, I wouldn't be fucking sitting here. I'll tell you that. Even if I was just the actor that played Galactus, who is Ralph Innocent, I still wouldn't be sitting here. My life would be in much better shape. My background character in a movie? And if we live in a simulation, 100% yes. But have I actually ever been in a movie? Unless I was randomly walking by something in on accident when someone was filming, no. I've never been an official background character in a movie, or I never showed up to a shoot and had someone say, "Stand there and don't look at the person or the camera and just pretend to talk." Never happened. It'd be kind of cool, but it hasn't happened. Thoughts on Doctor Doom being a Tony Stark variant? I am a fan of the theory of where that's the other way around, where Tony Stark was actually a Doom variant. I like that one better. Yeah, Galactus looks pretty fucking sick, yo. And this is a shot from the first teaser they released, the extended one, or the first trailer they released. That's what this shot's from. So far we've seen this, a shadow, and boots. That is all we've seen of this version of Galactus so far. And then, of course, fucking Fox. How the fuck? How the fuck do you get from. Actually, grab it. How do you even get from this to this? From page to film. How does. Uh, the fuck, Fox? That's all I gotta say. What the fuck, Fox? So. Yaxie and Brian, did you either of you happen to hit hit any of the buttons? Did you hit the like? Unless you've been sneakily around for quite some time, I'm betting you haven't hit the subscribe button. You can hit that too. You'll have fun here, I promise. Pretty fucking sweet, yo. Oh, okay, cool. Womp. Womp. Do 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 do. Tardigrade or Galactus Cloud? I don't even know what tardigrade is, but I'm always going to vote against a Galactus Cloud. I only understand one of the choices, but it's the only one I need to understand. All right, chat. Chickadee chat. Any thoughts from you guys? I was really hoping to see Griff. I'm going to have to DM him, I guess. You think tardigrade looked like that cloud? I'll take your word for it because I still don't know what the fuck that is, Chris. I'm sorry. I just don't know. I don't know. About it, chat. Got any thoughts? Got any comments? Google le picture. Are you trying to speak French to me? What the fuck? I mean, I don't mind, but I won't understand it. Oh, look at those. Okay. Water bears. Microscopic eight-legged animals belonging to. Okay. Oh, those things. I've seen pictures of them before. I swear I've seen them in like all kinds of sci-fi movies too, but like much bigger because these are microscopic. Okay. I see where you're getting that with yeah, they do kind of look like that Galactus cloud. I think Doom being a Stark variant could be interesting if they use that to confuse the 616. Well, whether they go Doom as Stark variant or Stark as Doom variant, the important thing is he's got Tony Stark's face, and that's how they're going to fuck with people. So whichever way the variant goes, it's really the face that counts. There you get one of the little flippies right out of the corner of your eye. Could be something in your eyelash. If you wear glasses, it could be something stuck like right here on the lens or some shit. Oh, yeah. I don't like it. Excuse me. I wonder. Nope. Stark being a Doom variant? Yeah. Yeah, it goes a little something like this. He Who Remains, which, by the way, why is something like this in the 616? He Who Remains is the answer. So in this case, He Who Remains, from, being in the middle of the multiversal war, knows that Doom is a crazy powerful, someone you just don't want to fuck with. Tony, how many Tony Starks in the universe are good? Strange. One. I mean, yeah. Actually, kind of it, really. So it goes like, He Who Remains didn't want to deal with Doom. So he arranged things to where the child who was originally supposed to be Victor Von Doom ends up getting adopted by Howard and Mrs. Stark, and is raised as a Stark. But anytime Tony gets really off the chain, you can blame that on his inner doomness. Now, a lot of people like to push back on that theory because of that scene in Endgame where, Tony meets his dad and talking about, his mom being pregnant and shit. But in that scene when his dad first tells him how far along his mom is, he's like, "Wait, what?" Like, it didn't make sense to him. So, would it not, if he's confused about the how far along his mom is, would it not make sense that it was not a young Tony cooking in the oven? That was a different child that perhaps died during childbirth, shortly after of SIDS, what have you. Brutal! Excuse me. And that they really wanted a son. And there's young infant Victor Von Doom. And they adopt him and call him Tony and raise him as Tony Stark, son of Howard Stark. And there would have to be, actually almost kind of, Tony would have to be smarter than most of us realize in order for him to be Doom, because Doom and Reed, depending on what's necessary for the story, pretty much trade spots as the smartest person in Marvel. Well, until Hickman added Valeria, and then it rotates between those three. Valeria Richards. So then Tony wouldn't know he's adopted? No. No. Now, if you want to go Tony is, if you want to go Doom as Tony variant, one explanation as to why Tony ends up going full Doom would be him finding out he's adopted, who he actually is, and being so fucking angry about that and the way things have been going. Events of Civil War, Sokovia Accords, Thanos. Because the events if Tony's from the Sacred Timeline, then Doom is the variant QED. No. No, Tony could very easily be a Doom variant because He Who Remains manipulated the timeline, so he didn't end up being raised as Victor Von Doom. He got raised as Tony Stark. But in every other universe, he stayed Victor Von Doom. The comic where Doom body swapped Iron Man could be the thread they pull if Tony was still Tony. Yeah, they could do that. They could do something like that. I don't think they will, just because body swapping is such a tired fucking trope. So that's the primary reason I don't think they would do the consciousness swap, body swap, whatever you want to fucking call it, because that shit's been done to fucking death over the years. And let's face it, you're watching, you're in the theater. You paid the bucks for the ticket. You paid the bucks for the snacks. Maybe even you paid a lot of bucks for a popcorn bucket. And you're watching that movie. And the big reveal is they swapped bodies. After all that, that's what you're going to fucking give me? Yeah, no. I really don't see them going that way. That would be so unfulfilling. Even normies would be like, the fuck is this bullshit? So, no. I still think that Tony was never Tony. Let's RDJ beat Doom and they can recast Iron Man. Yeah. Yeah, after Secret Wars, they could definitely recast Iron Man. The audience knows it's Doom, not Stark. Well, yeah, the general audience won't have a fucking clue. No matter how they explain it. Are you talking about? Never mind. I think I'm misreading that. Never mind. Forget what I just said. Never mind. No, I don't see him doing a consciousness thing. One of them is a variant of the other. I think they can't do plot twist. It's actually Doom. It's the most business wise move, whether we agree with it or not. What is? You think they can't do plot twist? It's actually Doom. Well, you mean like? Are you talking about the potential for Doom to come rolling into the 616, pretending to be Iron Man, and then setting up all kinds of shit and doing all kinds of shit, and then at the end being like, fuck y'all, it's Doom. Well, they could totally do that, and it would be sick if they set it up right. Recastability, yeah. Well, yeah. At some point, they're going to have to recast all of them. Like they are not going to be able. Well, a Avengers wise, Doom can pretend to be Iron Man and fool the other heroes, but he can't fool most of the audience. Well, I don't know. Normies don't really know what the fuck's going on. They'll wonder why Doom has Tony's face, but I mean, they're not really setting it up to fool us, especially not the nerds. We're gonna know fucking better. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, fooling the audience would be icing on the cake. Oh, 100% brutal. 100%. I mean, the again, there is no way they cast Robert Downey Jr. to play Doom unless they're planning on fucking with the existing heroes using Tony's face. Like, there's literally no other reason to cast RDJ's Doom unless you're planning on using that face in some compelling manner. Mostly to cause emotional damage to the current 616 heroes. You know? Like, you're not paying RDJ $100 million to just kind of, you know, just be Doom. He's going to have to be up to some shit. He's going to be, well, who was it? Claremont? According to Chris Claremont, he's going to be 4 different fucking characters. I don't know I don't know about 4, but, you know, Doom could literally be you know, fucking 4 would he be? Oh, Doom. They could incorporate 616 Tony Stark flashbacks. Yeah, I have no idea who the other 2 could be, but I mean, he's not there for just one fucking reason, right? He's going to be putting in work. But RDJ in as much as they can after these movies. Maybe yes, maybe no. I would say, I don't know. See, I don't know how much they're planning on using Doom when it comes to the mutants. I mean, Doom interacts with everybody. You know, he's everyone's fucking villain when he wants to be. So, but he is primarily a Fantastic Four villain. But yeah, overall, I don't know how much they're actually going to use the character of Doom after Secret Wars. What's up, Travis? You know, because I mean, Feige's like, mutants. Mutants is what's next. Mutants. Now, are there plenty of ways that, you know, Doom could fuck around with the X-Men? Oh, hell yeah. And, you know, Fantastic Four is going to be in the, you know, in the in-universe. Avengers are obviously still going to be there. There are so many ways that you can incorporate Doom into whatever storyline you want. The question is how much are they going to do so? And how long into the Mutant Saga are they going to wait to do so? You know, so I honestly don't know. I think RDJ is going to be around as Doom, at least for a little while after Secret Wars. I just don't know if it's going to be like extended. That's just my thought. I'd hope the idea is to put Doom in the background and have him build up another Saga's crescendo. I mean, yeah, that would be sweet. Like, you know, having him back in the cut like Thanos was during the Infinity Saga. You know, sometimes setting shit up, sometimes just watching shit happen. Totally could be done that way, and would be totally fucking dope. It would be totally fucking dope. Yeah, I don't know how long he will actually stick around past Secret Wars. Maybe. I feel like most people want that. I don't know. There's always been mixed feelings ever since the announcement last year at Comic-Con. Like, I went ape shit for it. But like almost instantly people were like, this is fucking desperate, this is bullshit. Why the hell would they cast RDJ as Doom? What the fuck are they doing? Like, and on that shit's still being said to this day. There's still a reasonable chunk of people who are like, this is fucked up. This is desperate. What the hell are they even doing? What color is Doom's magic? I believe it is green. Green. Yep. That's not the way to go. Well, Lou, what's happening? You want to do one, bruh? RDJ could be Beyonder. In the green and or purple. Yeah. Stop that. Okay. Yeah, we got green, green. Greeny yellow, green. Mostly green or green yellow. It would appear. There's some purple. Yeah. Green, yellow. Green, yellow, green. I got a yellow, green. RDJ could be the Beyonder as well. Okay, yeah, that's a third character. Yes, that's a third. I still can't come up with a fourth though. Okay, so Doom, 616 Stark, maybe in a flashback, because there is a rumor that hasn't been talked about in quite some time. But there's a rumor out there that RDJ Doom would be dreamwalking into 616 Tony around the time of Iron Man 1. So that could be how RDJ is playing 616 Tony again, as well as Dr. Doom, and I guess potentially a Beyonder. Travis, one route I doubt they'd take, as it would be a huge secret, is RDJ appears as a legit good version of Victor in F4 who's killed at the end. Yeah, no. That would be wild. And in my mind, it would kind of show that they didn't learn from Quantumania. You don't, your big bad doesn't lose that early. Like, it's got to take work. Like, they did it right in Infinity War. Thanos came in, fucked everyone up, and then successfully pulled off the snap. I mean, granted, he took damage. But he was right. Should have gone for the head. So that's how you handle your big bad. The big bad has to win at first. Again, you need the tension. You need the stakes. Thinking he'll be multiple versions of Doom and Tony, maybe a one-off random, probably just Tony and Doom. Yeah, I mean, again, that's assuming Chris Claremont even knows what he's talking about when he says he's going to be playing 4 different characters. Yeah, I would say definitely going to, obviously, definitely going to be Doom. Probably some version of 616 Tony. Again, could be via that dreamwalking thing or some form of flashback. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Brutal. It'll be those two. Stretch. Ugh. Travis says, I imagine that when Tony used all the stones at once, it created some kind of incursion of himself across existence that we just haven't seen yet. Hmm. Interesting. I mean, that would be a way to explain how the incursion started. Because if there's a bunch of 616 Tony and a bunch of universes 616 Tony don't fucking belong in, I mean, according to Multiverse of Madness, if you're out of your own universe too long, you're going to drag your universe with you eventually, and you're going to cause a fucking incursion. So that could be a way for them to explain the beginning of the death of the multiverses. Some cosmic fuck. Some cosmic starkness happened, and now the multiverse is fucking dying. Oh shit! That actually, when you consider the ego of Tony Stark, that actually makes a lot of sense. Even if he didn't do it on purpose, he'd be like, "Fuck yeah." That'd be wild as fuck. That might need some expo in the flick. If so, oh yeah, yeah. They're gonna have. There's gonna have to be some. There's gonna have to be a chunk of exposition in Doomsday, regardless. Hopefully, it's accompanied by a montage of some sorts, so it's more of a narration than just fucking sitting down and listening to Doom have story time or whatever. You know, unlike in Brave New World where it was just Sam talking to Sidewinder and getting the story and that's it. I mean, they can do something like that, but they really, really, really should, and I hope would include like a visual montage, so it's more the story being narrated over shit we get to see. Very crafting. Who could be the anchor being of 616? At one point, I would have said it could be Wanda, but no. Could be Doctor Strange. Could be Tom Holland Spider Man. I think Spider Man and Strange are the top 2 candidates. I'm hoping they start with a Power Flex by Doom and then give the Expo. Yeah. Oh yeah, Doom. I feel like not Captain. No, not Steve. Thor maybe. Maybe, but I feel it's gonna be someone from Earth. No, Cap's not dead though. I mean, he could be the anchor being, but I don't really see it. I mean, we all love Cap, but I don't know if y'all have watched. I'm like, while I'm door dashing, because I have to door dash all the time now to pay for the car I just got. So I got to use it. I needed to get a car so I could door dash to pay for the car. But I've been listening to Rob go over the Avengers, the Avengers, New Avengers time runs out. And he makes an interesting point. Captain America is cool, but he's compared to other characters like Tony, Strange, T'Challa, Reed. when it comes down to it, Cap is pretty fucking basic, bro. I love him, but when it comes down to it, he, if you want brains, you got Stark, you got T'Challa, you got Reed. I mean, he's pretty good. He's pretty decent with the brawn, but he's definitely not the only brawny one. You got Thor, Hulk, the Thing. There's plenty of brawn running around. Captain America's two advantages, and again, I'm getting this from Rob, but I agree. One, he is the ultimate strategist. He keeps a calm, cool head. He can adjust plans on the fly. So yeah, his battle strategy is second to none. That's one. And two, he is he is the righteous one. He is the one to stand his ground, stand for, high ideals, which, most of the time when when you can stick with your ideals and then reinforce them with being a super soldier, it's going to go pretty well for you most of the time. But, outside of strategery and moral fortitude, he's a pretty basic guy. So, probably not Cap. Travis says, more a theory, but between Red Skull, the Snapped Avengers, or the Soul World, it seems like deaths caused by Infinity Stones aren't so much deaths, but transferring to different realms. We don't actually know where the Snapped Avengers went, though, do we? Yeah, I don't think it's Thor Brutal. I think it's going to be a resident of Earth. Mostly because you're out, Spicy Dan. All right, man. Thanks for hanging, bro. Always good to see you. Always appreciate you. Yeah, we don't know where anyone that snapped went. Well, actually, they would have been snapped out of existence. They'd be more than dead. Like they're like literally just gone. Yeah, no. I think it's an Earthling. Brutal, for lack of a better term. Travis says Tony isn't dead, but becomes tethered to the stones across existence. I just say across existence. That means time, space, and reality. That right there opens so many doors for some bad versions of it. True. Thor is rumored to die. True. And if he crucified himself on the tree of Yggdrasil, he and Loki could journey through hell to return to the main universe. Rumors point to that idea in Thor 4 too. It's possible. That could be what they do with Thor 5. Need to ask Rio if the Snapped Avengers appeared to her. Yes. Rio could answer a fair chunk of questions about what happened to the people that got snapped away. Like, did she have to collect them? Or did they go completely out of existence to the point where not even she could do anything? It's a good call, Icarus. Oh, you meant 5? Okay. Yeah, that would be cool. Wonder if Rio even appears in any of the MCU movies. Probably. Well, if Thor 5 ends up being what Brutal just proposed, could be in there. Outside of that, probably not till the mutant saga. Travis says it would be wild, but part of Secret Wars is they don't remember it afterward. True. What if the Avengers who were snapped end up on Battleworld, fight them, forget it all after? It would piss people off. All the Avengers who were snapped showed up in Endgame. You saying instead of showing up in Endgame, they're going to show up in Battleworld? That'd be interesting. Maybe in Vision Quest for Rio? Unlikely. Doomsday stakes got to be high, so they got to kill a big hero. Oh, I anticipate they're going to kill a lot of big heroes, namely most of the X-Men. I mean, the whole point of this is to give them to give the Foxverse a huge send-off. What bigger send-off for the X-Men would there be than them, dying in an epic, spectacular fashion? Yeah. Between being snapped and returning, they fought in Secret Wars and don't remember it. Oh, okay. I see what you're getting at. All right, so assuming they didn't actually go completely out of existence, they just went to a different dimension. Well, see, six. All right, so they get snapped out at the end of Infinity War. Gone, at least gone from the entire 616 universe. How would they end up getting to Battle World and then coming back? I don't know about that one, Travis. Mostly because I can't get the time. I don't know what timing you're seeing, but I can't find it. Yeah, they kill Icarus. Yeah, they kill all the old cast so they can introduce a new X-Men. If they don't all die in Doomsday, they'll get finished off in Secret Wars. I would imagine, but they keep you until he's 90. Until you're 90. Yeah. Brutal. I'm so curious how they will explain the merging of universes. I would imagine it's probably going to be pretty similar. I imagine this is probably going to be one of the bigger similarities to Hickman's Secret Wars run, and that'll be uh, the multiverse gets destroyed. Everyone that's left ends up on Battle World, and then after Doom gets defeated, the universe is going to get remade, and then everyone that from all the disparate universes that survived the final incursion and ended up on Battle World. They're all going to end up in the new created universe because at the end of Hickman's run, Molecule Man gave his energy to Reed, and then Reed recruited Franklin, and together they remade the entire multiverse and also fixed Doom's face, which is when he became some version of Iron Man, and I can't remember the name. Yeah, I imagine it'll be something along those lines. Like, it'll be the survivors of Battleworld plus during the recreation of the multiverse, the 616 will go back to what it was before the multiversal war when He Who Remains isolated it away from everyone and got rid of all the people that could cause him the most trouble, i.e., Fantastic Four, mutants, and whoever else we haven't seen. And we're like, where the fuck they at? Yep, Reed fixed Doom's face. Yeah, I feel like they're going to have to adapt that part in order to explain it. What was the version of Iron Man? It wasn't Superior. That was when Tony was being a total dick in Original Sin. If I remember right. Is it Invincible Iron Man? Is that what he went by after Secret Wars? Was it Invincible Iron Man? I gotta look it up. be specific about which movements you can look at. Just can't answer my damn story, can you, motherfucker? The question. That's not even cool. That's a bunch of bullshit that doesn't help me at all. Right, this way. Nope, not Invincible Iron Man. Crap. Let's try it this way. Yes, the 2016 one. You motherfucker. So annoying. Huh. All this says is the third Iron Man. I guess he just calls himself Iron Man. The fuck? That was lame. I could have sworn it was more specific than that. God damn it. Griff! I'm so glad you showed up. I have a question to ask of you, sir. I was trying to figure out what the hell Doom called himself after he took over the Iron Man mantle. Like, I couldn't remember if it was just Iron Man or, I thought it might have been Invincible Iron Man, but that was I found out that came out in 2008, that run. So I was trying to figure out if he was just saying, I'm now Iron Man, or if there was, Invincible Iron Man, Superior Iron Man. I know it's neither of those two. But evidently he was just, okay, I'm Iron Man now, and that was it. Invincible Iron Man. Was it Invincible? I swear I just Googled Invincible Iron Man and said that was a run from 2008. But at first I thought it was Invincible as well. Okay, fuck Google. I'm going with Griff. Anyway, Griff, I want to ask you something. So I was earlier watching the replay of Josh's stream from this morning. And you put in a super chat. And at the end you said Nerd Vengers for life. And then Josh was like, and then you said Basement Crew. Of course, Josh giggled like he didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. Like, what the hell is this? Which totally understandable. Were you shouting out this community? I need to know. When you put Nerd Vendors for Life in the Basement Crew, were you talking about us here? Were you shouting out the basement community in the tower? Man, I feel like that's what happened. I need to know for sure. Tell me. C-Dub just finished the last episode of Mobland. What streaming service is that on? Like, everyone would be talking about that. Like, Mobland is so fucking good. Absolutely, Justin and me. All right, nice. Well, thank you. That was fucking sick. I really appreciate that, my guy. Yeah, what's Mobland stream on? If it's Apple, I'll have to use alternative methods whenever I get around to it. Excuse me. Where's it streaming? I'm tired of Googling. Is it Paramount? Oh, you know what? It is Paramount. Because now I remember Josh talking about how it was hilarious that Mobland was smashing Disney because Paramount's subscriber count is like not great. But yeah, Mobland is smashing everything on Disney Plus except everything Marvel on Disney Plus and Star Wars on Disney Plus. I think the specific comparison was with Daredevil, which it never charted, and Mobland charted with like 4 episodes and shit. Something like that, but yeah, it's crazy. It's a bit nuts. It's a bit nuts. What else you got, chat? Hulu's the only reason you still have Disney? I mean, I find it convenient when I'm in the mood to watch good Marvel or good Star Wars or, Marvel cartoons or the Tartakovsky Clone Wars. I like to whip that out every once in a while. Pause. Good stars like Andor? No, because that's not even Star Wars. That's sci-fi that someone decided to put a Star Wars sticker on. Oh, Thunderbolt spoiler. Going off the post-credit scene with Yelena's close-up of concern and dread at the F4 ship. What if Natasha is one of the people on it? Well, she would have no way of knowing that. So I'm pretty certain her concern and dread is just, what the fuck is this spaceship doing here? And what does this mean? Oh, there's definitely good stuff on Paramount Plus. Mayor of Kingstown tells the king. Beavis and Butthead, of course. Yeah. Uh, I haven't even heard of Rabbit. Okay. I haven't watched 10 through 12, but Andor is not bad, especially the second half of the season. Yeah, no, I finished it off. Again, as a show, outside of those first 3 episodes, oh my God, those were so. They were so very slow. It was ridiculous how slow those first 3 episodes. But yeah, 7 through 12, pretty good TV. Still ain't Star Wars, but 7 through 12 was pretty good TV. I haven't watched Rogue One in a minute, so I can't remember how closely the end of Andor ties in, but I feel like it's pretty much how Rogue One tied right into A New Hope. Yeah, those first 3 episodes were ridiculous. Like, I think I said this before after I watched them. I understand why they would use the wedding as a backdrop for intrigue because everyone's gonna fucking be there. So that part makes sense, but like all the side shit, and, like all the conversations about like the wedding itself. Shoot, they literally could have they literally could have taken those first 3 episodes and done one. Like real talk, they could have done one episode. You like that Andor locked into Rogue One very well. I'll still never watch it again though. You talking about Andor or Rogue One? Could have done without Mon getting high and dancing an entire episode. Yeah, like what was the fucking point of that? And the music wasn't even that good. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Should have been a movie. Andor? Yeah, they could have very easily done an Andor movie and maybe only covered that last year. Both. I actually like Rogue One. I will watch that. Now, Andor, probably never going to watch that again. Actually, I can't say probably. I'm never going to fucking watch Andor again. I can't think of a reason why I would ever watch Andor again. Rogue One, I will watch again. Yeah. If it's on, fine, but not a choice with so many better options. Oh, I would totally have to be in the mood to be like, you know what? I'm just in the mood for this today. Andor went full Matrix Reloaded with that dance scene. See, I never got around to watching. Wait a minute, which one was Matrix Reloaded? Is that the second one? You're talking about when they're in the what is it, the Moravians Club or something like that? Rogue One was great even without the Vader scene. Oh yeah, Vader scene's icing on the cake. I love Donnie Yen. His character, the blind homie, love that. Shit. All right, chat. Andor had some cool action scenes for what it's worth. It did. I mean, that fucking TIE fighter he stole, TIE interceptor, whatever it was, he stole like right from jump, that's a dope ass ship. Like, I don't care. Say what you want about the show. That was a dope fucking TIE fighter or interceptor or whatever it was. That shit did. To go pitch meeting. TIE fighters are tight. You know, 90N and K2SO are the best part of Rogue One for you. I mean, yeah. K2SO is really fun. Yep. Oh, all right. I'm getting tired, obviously. That's 2 yawns in less than a minute. I'm going to get out of here pretty soon, chat. Any last minute thoughts, questions, what have you? I got a little bit left in me. Not much. But all right, y'all. Andor's son is Snoke. Let me think about that. Okay, so obviously he was born same year as the Battle of Yavin, so 0 BBY. Sequel. Nah, I don't think he's quite old enough. Hell yeah, Brule. Thanks for coming by, man. Tom Cruise is goated. Seeing MI tomorrow night. Oh yeah. Cruise is really, really good. He's a fucking crackpot. But yeah, he's really good on the screen. Oh, thank you, Brooke. That's really nice, man. I appreciate that. His interview with McAfee today was awesome. Yeah, I saw a couple of quotes from that. It seemed like a pretty good interview. He loves Sinners. He wants to work with Michael B. Jordan. That would be. I would like to see those two work together. Honestly, Michael B. and Cruz. That would make for a fun fucking movie. Fun fucking movie. I gotta say. Dude, that genuinely loves movies. Oh yeah, 100%. Definitely. Definitely. All right. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I always have fun hanging with y'all. I hope you have fun hanging with me. And I assume you have at least a little fun since you're here. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I know how precious time is, especially the older I get. You're God. So the fact that you guys are willing to spend some of your precious time here in the basement listening to me yap is awesome. So thank you very much for that. I love y'all. And we'll see you this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the weekend stream. Until then, have a great rest of your week. See you Saturday. Peace. Oh, yeah. I think we did it, chat. I think we did another good stream. that's because of you guys. You guys make these streams what they are. And I am forever grateful to you guys for being here, for giving up your time to hang here with me. Y'all are dope. The dopest out there. And never fucking forget it. Hope to see you this coming Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll go over everything that happens between tonight and then. And if there ain't much, then I guess I'll have to get creative, and dear God, help us all at that point. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Hope to see you Saturday. Have a good rest of your week. And between now and then, remember this. Wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Much love, y'all. Later.